Hi, welcome back to Frustrated but Faithful. I'm Justin, your host, and man, I got to tell you, this one is personal. You ever felt like you've done the work, grown through the pain, and you're finally ready for the next season? And then God gives you a flat tire. Yeah, that's me. That's where I'm at. Last night I had a dream, and it spoke volumes to me, not just about where I've been, but where I'm going. I was in this space. It looked like a mix of a hospital and a house, a glass house. It was all glass windows and glass doors. Seemed very familiar, but very healing at the same time. It was just a strange feeling, but a good one. And in that space, I walked into this room down this hallway, and it was like a bedroom slash office. And my old friend from high school was there. He was sitting in a chair watching some TV, had a football in his hands. My quarterback I used to play with in high school. Weird. Haven't seen him in, I want to say, 30 years. Um, we did get together a couple months ago, but I hadn't seen him for 30 years. So he was sitting there and he says to me, "Hey, man, let's play some catch." And I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." And so we were tossing the ball around in the room, and I remember holding the football. I studied it. I looked at it really, really carefully, like I was trying to remember what it felt like to carry something that mattered. The ball represented my purpose, that fire that God puts in you to lead, to move, to execute with precision. It felt familiar but different. He was showing me, you still got it, but now you carry it with wisdom. And then the whole mood changed in the room. The dream shifted, and as I mentioned um, in my yesterday's podcast, when I dream in color. And when I think about something else, the room just metamorphosizes into it. So all of a sudden, the room just poofed away in thin air. My friend was gone, and I was walking out into this lobby where I saw two ladies sitting in these chairs at a table. I noticed as I walked out to through the glass doors to my SUV that had a flat tire. And for some reason, instantly, I felt that old frustration bubble up. God, I'm ready to move. Why can't I just go? And that's when it hit me. Sometimes God lets the tire go flat because you're not meant to drive, but because He wants you to check where and how things have been carrying you. And I was like, oh, okay. Just kind of maybe been riding too low on momentum that isn't aligned anymore. And I think that's what He's trying to tell me. Maybe there's a slow leak, a boundary you've ignored, a pressure you've lost, a piece of purpose that needs air again. I don't know, it was strange. I was like, oh, what's up? So when I was out in the car, I noticed that there was a patch kit laying on the tire that was flat. But the first thing that came to my mind, hey, I'm going to grab a phone and I'm going to call AAA. Couldn't find a phone, no AAA, no quick rescue. Just me and that quiet realization this time, I have to fix it myself. Not in pride, but in power. Because the pause wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God was saying, you're not waiting for me to move. I'm waiting for you to take ownership of this. And I think He was talking about this podcast, take ownership of it, move forward with it. So then I walked back in to the lobby and I noticed that the two ladies that I walked by earlier, the two nice chairs and the table they were at, there was a chair missing. And I said, hey, and it really stood out. I was like, and they're like, hey, can you help us find another chair? We looked around and we could not find the other chair. And maybe it's that reminder that not everything around you is complete yet, He was telling me. You're still rearranging things in your environment so your external world matches the internal alignment I'm building in you. You can't rush that part. That's the difference between ready to move and ready to leave. So here's what I got out of this whole dream. God will often bring back the symbols of your old strength, like that football, not to send you backwards, which that's what I kind of thought in the dream too. Like, why am I going backwards? But to remind you who you were before the world complicated it. He's letting something go flat to slow you down long enough to breathe life back into areas you've ignored. I still don't know what those areas are. I'm working on them as we speak. And when you start seeing life like that, the weight isn't wasted anymore. It's refining. So if you're in the waiting room right now, like I am, if something you were counting on suddenly deflated, don't panic. Don't curse the process. Ask God, what are you showing me here? What skill, what gift, what fire am I supposed to pick up again? Maybe it's not about starting over. Maybe it's about starting a line. So, yeah, that flat tire isn't failure, it's feedback. And the football, that was my reminder you still know how to play the game, but now you play it with wisdom, with patience, and with purpose. So keep walking through your spin cycles, your waiting rooms, your flat tires, because faith isn't always fast, but it always finishes. I'm Justin, and thanks again for listening to Frustrated but Faithful. I'll see you on the next episode. God bless. Have a great day.